How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, back with another video, and I do appreciate anyone that watched my last video, the Cyberpunk review. The video itself didn't really turn out quite the way I wanted it to as far as aesthetics were concerned. My camera sort of shut off half at the end of the video, so that's why I kind of cut off and you didn't see me at the end of the video. As well as I didn't have my viewfinder flipped open, so half my head was cropped off the field of view. So again, I apologize, guys, but you get the gist of it. So today's video, I want to talk about Doom 2016. I do understand I'm about 5 years behind on the 8 ball here. Obviously, this game came out quite a few years ago. But I was going to give like an initial impressions on this, but there's something more interesting that I wanted to talk about with regards to this game, specifically on the Xbox One console. I'm pretty sure it's specific to Xbox. So what happened here was I put the disc in last night, and the game itself, like obviously I don't think the whole game is on the disc because it's about 686 megabyte install off the disc before you can play the game, but there's still more that needs to be installed after that, and I think it was about 60 gigabytes worth of an install. That being said, the game gives you the option that says ready to start after it installs the data from the disc, so you can, meaning you can start playing the game even though it's still installing, which is par for the course. A lot of games do that these days. So that's what I did because it was taking quite a long time to install. So I'm like, fuck, I really want to try this game. I really want to put it on. So I put the game on, and like a lot of games these days, I guess you could say this is something that's been around since the dawn of man. When you start a game that you haven't played before, it gives you the option to set the brightness setting. And you'll be like, I think it showed like the logo of Doom, and it'd be like, move the meter over until you can barely see the logo. Like, this is something that you'd think we'd be beyond this by now, but it's like apparently it's still something that we have to do. So I did that. You can barely see the logo because I like my games dark anyways. And I started playing the game. And again, those of you who have played Doom 2016, obviously, when you start out, once you get your helmet and then you go out into Mars, and it looked incredible. I posted a picture on Twitter right away, and I'm like, wow, this looks pretty awesome. So I started playing it, and I'm outside on Mars, but I noticed like the colors were really bright and vibrant for the most part, but everything that was black was pitch black. And like, I'm not even just talking about like shadows or on the ground. I'm talking about my gun. Any enemies were just a black silhouette, and it was just really, it was kind of cool looking. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, maybe this is just the way the first level is, or maybe the first couple of levels are like this. This is the design choice that id Software chose to maybe ratchet up the tension for the first couple of levels. So I get through the first level, and then I start the second level, and you're inside, you're in a corridor. And like at this point, I couldn't see fuck all. Like, you think Doom 3 is dark? This was really dark. Like like the game kind of it gives you an arrow to tell you where to go, and I'm trying to follow it, and I can't get to where I want to go, and it's so dark. I'm like, what the fuck? So I posted a picture on Twitter. You can see here. I'm like, why the hell is this game so dark? So I bit down on my mouthpiece and I continued to play through like that. And I kept playing and I kept playing and I kept playing. And somehow, I don't know how I did it, I got through the second level. And then I get to the third level and it's fucking dark again. So at that point, I'm like, this isn't right. There's something not right here. So I went on to some of the threads online. I did a quick Google search. And come to find out, there's like millions of people that have had the same issue. Maybe not millions, but thousands. And the problem is when you install the game, and then when it says ready to start after it installs the initial data from the disk, you boot it up on the Xbox, and the textures aren't loading on the characters and on your gun and all the rest of it. So that's why here I am playing the game and it hasn't finished installing yet. So so again, it's a kind of a cool effect. If you want to see what it looks like, go ahead and install it and play it right when it says ready to start, and you'll see what I mean. It's kind of reminiscent of that one level on Donkey Kong Country Returns where the sky is orange but your character is black, if that makes any sense. Maybe the screenshot will help out. So I'm like, what the fuck? So then I found out when I Googled it that it's a known issue. If you start this game before it fully finishes installing, you could run into this issue. So I should have kept reading, but no, I tried to fix things myself. I just went ahead and uninstalled the game, not my save file. I just uninstalled the game, and then I started reinstalling it again. So that's going to take a couple hours to install. When in actual fact, a lot of games, at least on the Xbox, when you exit the game, it doesn't truly exit. It's just kind of like in sleep mode, and the only way to truly shut it down is to hit one of the buttons on your controller there. I can't remember the name of it, and it pops up like a sub menu. You can just literally shut the whole game right down, and then when you boot it back up after it's installed, it'll resume with the proper textures loaded in. So fuck me, I have to wait for the game to reinstall now. But the issue's been resolved, it's been fixed. So I think going forward, anytime I buy a game, I'm gonna wait for it to fully install before I start playing it. And actually, I remember, funny enough, because obviously Bethesda owns id Software now. I remember when I bought Fallout 4 and I ran home to install that the night it was released, the midnight release. I remember it was the same thing with that game. I couldn't wait to play it, and then I started playing it, and it wasn't fully installed, and I ran into some weird issues as well. So it's not recommended. As far as initial impressions are concerned, I guess the best way I can describe this game so far, it's kind of like the Doom 3. You guys know how much I love that game. That's almost like Ridley Scott's Alien, and this is almost like James Cameron's Aliens. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't think Aliens is a very good movie. I think this game is good, but it's no Doom 3. Like, gone is the tension, the pit of despair, walking those haunted hallways of the UAC facility. The slow pace is gone, and it's been replaced with something that's very reminiscent of, I would say, maybe a cross between Halo, and I'm going to get shot for saying that, and Unreal Tournament. So, I don't know. It's okay. It's worth a play, but there's something missing. I understand id Software is trying to appeal to a younger demographic with this reboot. But to me, I'm not a big fan of the battle arena style of game with the minimalistic storyline. And again, playing Doom 3, the way that game really pulled me in, that game would haunt my dreams at night and terrify my every waking hour. Whereas this just feels like a Saturday morning cartoon. So it's okay, it's not bad. I think once I can actually see all the textures in the game, I'll probably enjoy it a bit more. And again, I'm only in the 3rd level, so I can't say too much right now, but from what I played so far, there's some aesthetic choices I don't necessarily agree with, but there are some good things as well. So I'll talk about it more once I finish the game. The other gripe I have is there's no way to manually save. That kind of pisses me off. So you could reach a checkpoint and then you could continue on for 15 minutes or however long it is, and if you die, wham! Right back to the checkpoint. I fucking hate that. So anyways, guys, just a short video. Just wanted to talk about this weird ass glitch. Probably the weirdest glitch I've ever experienced in a video game. Luckily, again, there is a fix, a workaround for it. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. And oh, yeah, by the way, this is the alternate box art for the game. It's the reverse cover art if you flip it around. So the original artwork that comes with it when you bought it at the point of sale, I don't know if they chose that to try to keep it more in line with PG-13. I don't know. But this looks way better. Way better. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. Just a short video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.